Well, this week, Governor Ron DeSantis sent a letter to President Trump asking him to put the headquarters of his proposed new military branch, Space Force, in Florida. The governor offered some possible locations for that: Cape Canaveral, MacDill Air Force Base, the Panhandle. I'd like to throw out one more: the Everglades. That way we could blast all these pythons into outer space. Maybe we could even weaponize them. Can you imagine one of these bad boys wrapped around a Chinese spy satellite? But, you know, Space Force still needs congressional approval, so it's probably light years away. Until then, we'll just have to rely on natural methods of dealing with those pythons. Gator Force, activate. Here's this week's edition of Only in Florida. Only in Florida are convicts applauded for breaking into a car.
Yes, thank God! Woo!
After a man pulled a classic dad move and locked his baby and his keys inside his vehicle, an inmate work crew came to the rescue. With a deputy's permission, one of them drew upon the skills that landed him in stripes in the first place and popped the lock with a coat hanger.
Thank you so much.
Nice job, boys.
Thank you. No one more thankful than the father, who may opt to join the inmates rather than explain to his wife why their baby needed rescuing.
Yes, thank God! Woo!
Meantime, a deputy in Hillsborough County had to figure out how to round up some escapees. A herd of Tom Brady's running loose in the neighborhood. They call him the GOAT, right? The deputy finally just used his car to shepherd the animals back to pasture. I'm glad he didn't have to use his billy club. And in Largo, police had to find the owner of a wayward emu. The big bird just showed up on the patio of the Pownell family's home. Mom, do we have a really big bag of bird seed? The family said the emu was friendly. I would be too if you were feeding me bread. Police arrived. A standoff ensued. They kept the emu cornered until a bird specialist could get to the scene. It's best to leave the wildlife wrangling to the experts. But don't try telling that to a homeless man in Jacksonville. Police say he picked up this huge rattlesnake and was carrying it around downtown, scaring people with it. He told officers God compelled him to pick up the snake to save it from being run over. The man wasn't bitten, so someone must have been watching over him, and the snake is safe. This one, though, not so much. In one of the most only in Florida moments you'll ever see, a gator turned a python into lunch in the Everglades. Nom nom. Rich Kruger, who recorded the video, estimated the python was a 10-footer, and the gator might be close to that. The native species taking care of the invasive one. Stingrays are also native to Florida, and based on this footage, the population is doing pretty good. A canoe company captured the video off of St. Petersburg. The canoe is surrounded by hundreds of rays. This kind is called a cow-nose ray, and a large group of rays is called a fever, and their favorite food is oysters. To help you remember these fun Florida facts, here's legendary music producer Bruce Dickinson.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cow
nose.
Thank you, Bruce.
I can take you from blue oyster cult to an oyster's worst nightmare, only in Florida.